Do men have a wall?
I would say yeah, but I'm not. I don't think necessarily a relationship. I mean, unless you just like super old, you know what I'm saying. But in terms of like wall being more so like energy, effort. Like Tupac said something one time that like stuck with me. He was like, while you young, man, you need to be hustling 100 miles an hour because eventually you're gonna hit like 30. I think he said 32 or 31, and your desire to like succeed or your desire to be rebellious and go against the grain is gonna die down. And when I first heard it, I was super young. I didn't really know what he meant by it. But when I got older and I started to realize, like, when you hit 30 plus, like, you just don't have the energy for that no more. You just like to be rebellious and be out here just chasing shit and da da da. You get more just settled in what it is that you're doing. I just want to take care of my family. I just want to, make my little money, travel. That's it. That's all. I ain't trying to be out here causing no waves and shit like that. So I think that's more so the wall. Like when men get a bit older and we just get set in our ways, and it's just like, well, look here, man. I'm a family man at this point. I can't be on the road, 300 days a year out here chasing whatever it is that I'm trying to chase. So I think that's more so the wall. But in terms of like selection process, I don't necessarily think so because as long as a man got money, he gonna be able to get women of all ages. That's just what
But
it
the
is.
men, but we just said most men don't have money. Okay, let's just look at the video.
True.
Let's just look at the
That's
video.
true.
Okay. I came across this from Alpha Male Strategies. And I thought this was a great, from a female's perspective, I thought it made sense. If I were to think of a guy having a wall, this made the most sense from my perspective as a woman. Okay. So listen to this.
And it don't work that fucking way. Okay, guys. So that's the situation with that. As far as men hitting the wall, men hit the wall, guys, when our sex appeal doesn't keep up with our financial situation. So let me put it to you guys like this right here, right? As you guys age, and you still dating women, your sex appeal is gonna start to matter less and less to women. Okay, so as we men, let's say you're 21 years old and your sex appeal is here, and I know looks are subjective, but let's just say you at your maximum sex appeal, and guys change this shit. Some guys, do the self-improvement and they get their sex appeal later, but I'm just speaking of when you reach your sex appeal peak. So let's just say 21, you right here, but your finances right here, you ain't got shit. As your sex appeal come down, your providing supposed to come up. Okay, if this don't improve, so let's say you're a 21-year-old guy, and I'm just gonna throw some numbers out there. Let's say you making 20 grand a year working a job. When you 30 years old, if you making that same 20 grand, now that your sex appeal done came down a lot, you're gonna struggle in the dating market. Point blank period. Because now at 30 years old, you're gonna start dating women. Usually you're gonna start dating women that now they're starting to mature and their maternal instincts are starting to kick in. They're not gonna consider you. You're gonna be null and void. You're gonna struggle. All right, when you're 21, you can get away with that. Hey, he cute. And beyond that, right? Beyond that, when you're 21 years old, women will give you a break. You 21 fucking years old. What does the bitch expect? You 21 years old, you just got out of school. What the fuck? I'm supposed to have a big ass house and a nice car and a fucking fortune stashed away. Hell fucking no. So women will give you a break. You're 21. Hey, whatever. They start to expect more out of you as you get older. Okay, so if I'm a 40-year-old guy, and
He has a little potty mouth. So sorry. Guess I should have warned for like a little disclaimer.
Why you cut him off? I wanted to hear what he.
So basically, he was just saying, if you're 40, you're not making money, you don't hit the wall. So, what do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about that?
I agree. 100%. I think when you're young and you handsome, you can get away with a lot of shit. That's just honest. That's why you got a bunch of young dudes that's handsome, 4, 5 different kids. He's sleeping on girls' couches. He driving their cars when he drop them off to work. He doing a whole bunch of just toxic shit, and she's still gonna rock with him. But when the older you get, just like you said, you're not as handsome. That 6-pack leave, you got a gut now and all that type of shit. Like you're not as attractive as you was. So now the money got to compensate for that drop off in looks. So you're right. And if you start getting older and you broke, you ain't getting away with the shit you was getting away with when you was young and handsome. So he right, 1,000%.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally. He's on point. I mean, he's talking about that whole thing that we was describing earlier. He just put it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then I like the way he put it that, you know what, you need to be able to provide. And then, you know what I'm saying, as your ability to provide up, you know what I'm saying, your needs for all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying, is go away. So, you know what I'm saying? And then now they have that established, they're establishing a plan. They got all that other stuff. So now the actual man, you know what I'm saying, you can diminish the man because the plan gonna always be bigger than the man. But at a younger age, you know what I'm saying, women will prefer the man and not the plan because he's at his peak, you know what I'm saying, in his look. You know what I'm saying? His beard is long. He's tall, he's slender, and he can sling dick for probably about 10 hours. So yeah, women gonna like that. So that, I mean, he's at his prime when it comes to actual like physically and sexually, just like that woman is. But at the end of the day, once he get older, he gotta actually start supplementing some type of way. And a way the man supplement is through his income.
So based on that definition now, do you think most men are delusional about their wall?
For hitting a wall?
Yeah.
Well, I
What you
think
mean by
most
that?
men gonna naturally hit the wall because we just explained. He explained it right. If they can't provide, then right now you're not slinging iron no more. You're not looking how you used to. So pretty much, what good are you? I'm just saying. Or you got to be able to find somebody at that point. So now pretty much you just living your life. But as far, I'm thinking he's saying on the dating market.
Right. But the reason I asked that is because if we, because we're called delusional for, you know, wanting a man or thinking that we have access to men once we get a certain age, right? Because we lose our, you know, markability. So I guess the question is, do men ever think about the fact that they lose theirs? Because I don't necessarily see it. I think a lot of times when we're talking about the wall is only looked at as women losing their marketability. But these men are like, oh, I'm 50 and I'm gonna pull me a 25-year-old. But a lot of the men that are saying that are not in the position to do so because they've also hit a wall too.
But they
Well, I
delusional
mean,
though. You answer your own question. They actually, look, a 50-year-old man that can't provide and protect, that's saying that he wants a 20 or 30-year-old, that's delusional. I mean, my standards say the same. How
Very
could
much
he?
so.
He don't qualify for that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. I was just gonna say like he's delusional, but kind of not. And this is the reason why. Because the older he gets, he always has a lifeline. He got that money as a lifeline to compensate. Women don't have a lifeline. When y'all get older, y'all most desired trait starts to diminish. But there is no lifeline. There is no, okay, you know what? I don't look the same like I used to no more. But I'm getting to that fucking bag, so I don't have to. I'm a millionaire. I can still get any woman I want. But women don't have that type of lifeline that can compensate for that decrease in look. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that he's delusional because he could turn it around. He could run into a motherfucker and get
Yeah,
some
but
advice.
she
And
said
get a
He
dick.
is
she
delusional
did have the bag.
based
And
on
she
what
did
you're
have the money.
saying, based on what we just got finished saying about the stats. He is delusional. You're speaking on the opposite end of the bell curve because most men at 50 is not making that kind of money, especially as they get to the age where they're about to retire, then they're making even less.